Good afternoon, everybody. Great to see you. Not as sunshiny as I'd like to see it today, but I'm glad everybody made it in. So let's go ahead and get started. I'd like to call to order the March 24th, 2025 meeting of SMTD to order, please. Could I have a roll call, Stephanie?
Yes, sir. Chairperson Brewer.
Here.
Trustee Doss. Trustee Hacera.
Here.
Trustee McCarthy.
Here.
Trustee Dabsco.
Here.
Trustee Douglas.
Here.
And Trustee Stroud.
Here. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead into the approval of the regular meeting minutes from February 24th, 2025. Those were in your board packets. I'd ask anybody if they had any comments or any modifications to those. If there's any discussion. Now I'll look for a motion.
I make a motion we approve the minutes of the regular meeting of February the 24th, 2025.
Second.
Okay, I've got first and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Very good approval for those meeting minutes. Thank you. We'll jump into some director's communications. As you can see, we have a blank seat to my right, so Steve isn't here, so I'm not sure if there's a couple things he wanted to point out, but as is customary, he's got his executive summary in your board packet, so if there's anything that you want to ask of him, we can follow up tomorrow with him, but is there anything that you guys wanted to mention in his behalf?
We were going to absorb some of those things in our report, so that's fine.
Excellent. Okay, very good. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll move along then. Let's go to Finance and Administration.
Yes, so in March, beginning of March, Finance attended the RTAC conference, which is predominantly for rural, but it's very beneficial for us to attend any kind of conference related to transit, especially when it's in our backyard here in Springfield. We did complete a walkthrough with IDOT on March 5th. We showed them all of our Rebuild Illinois funded projects, the ones that have been completed, the ones that are in process, and we talked about future ones. In particular, we showed them the self-storage building because to be able to close out the grant that paid for part of that building, they have to lay their eyes on the building. So that was a requirement to close the grant out. That was done, and we love the opportunity to show IDOT our facility. I think sometimes it's helpful to put a face behind the email, building behind the email. So yes, so we did that. We have scheduled the dates for our on-site trial review, which is May 13th and 14th. 7 of us attended the class in Chicago 2 weeks ago. And that was great. They always do a good job. We're excited for the trial review. We're ready for it. And they have not emailed us any questions yet. So we're ready. We have Finance Department, Hallie and I participated in the active transportation plan that was meeting on March 6th. I'm sure Jason might mention that. Sangamon County IT Department, as you know, we have an intergovernment agreement with them. They were very helpful in this last month because we were victim to a phishing email, so we had to compromise 2 computers, so they were responsive with that, and we're very thankful for their availability on that issue. That's also mentioned in Steve's email in more detail, not his report. Procurement, we've released an RFP for the audio video for this room. There's a few ongoing projects. AECOM is the comprehensive operational analysis, so that will be presented at next month's board meetings. We're excited for you all to see that. And one project affected this room. I don't know if anybody knows, we have a new door. Remember our door project?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there we have a nice new door. That is, and I wanted to point out from Steve's report that the annual statements of economic interest are due. His was due May 1st, so hopefully you've all seen that. If you have any questions about that, let me know. That's a requirement to submit. So that's my question. That's my report. So any questions?
Good.
No.
Anything? Michelle? If not, thank you very much. We'll go ahead and we'll move over to operations. Melissa?
Customer service down at the transfer center is open. It's opened up March 17th last week. First week went really well. Worked out a few bugs, of course, that we had with some of the electronic equipment. But they're doing really well, and it's slowly catching on, I think. They're using the TVMs, which is exciting. So working out some of the bugs there. So we're excited to the convenience that it offers to passengers down there. Another project that we started last week is the TSI for the cameras on the buses. We're installing, in fact, right now, started last week, they're installing those cameras on our buses in the evening. So it's averaging, I think, 4 a day, I believe. Video footage is amazing, much clearer, much more detail, much more coverage. So we're really excited. The convenience of not having to pull a physical cartridge off the bus and take it the next day to go and view it. But you log into an app on your desktop and you can see the footage immediately on whatever vehicle that you need to review. So we're really excited over here. Kind of like Christmas and March for us.
That's fantastic.
And I talked about it, like, through the whole project, Natalie's like, we get cameras, what else do you want? Always on the list. So we're excited on those developments. And other than ongoing operations, I mean, we're working on the new run bid for June. We'll have meetings here pretty soon talking about some potential service changes that we would like to see. We don't know what those are yet, but always looking for improvements in the service. So everything's going really well. And we may actually, I don't know that I would, we totally could be at full head count within the next couple of weeks. No positions open at SMTD, which is something that I don't know if we've ever had the entire time I've been here. So I am super excited that we have been able to hire and retain employees, and that turnover is being effective, so we're excited.
Very good. Lots of good stuff going on. Any follow-up from Melissa? Any questions, comments? Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and jump into some reports if we could, please. First item up is the January 25 financial statements and cash disbursements. Again, those are in your packets previously. I'll ask if there's any questions or modifications, comments to any of those. And if not, I'll look for a motion.
I make a motion we approve the January 2025 financial statements and cash disbursements.
Second.
Okay, we have a first and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Very good. We have approval for those. We'll jump into some committee reports if we could, please. Anything from the Finance Committee today?
No report.
Okay.
It's very
We're very efficient. Operations Committee, anything there? No? Okay. Anything from the Administration Committee?
No.
All right, very good. All right, Planning Commission report. Jason?
Hey, I got something.
All right.
So what we're doing is we're continuing to work on the long-range transportation plan. We're going to put out the draft sometime in the spring where it goes out for its 30-day review for the public. After the 30-day review, we will vote to adopt it probably sometime in late spring. So we're on schedule with that. As far as the active transportation plan that we are working on with Crawford, Murphy, and Tilley, that is on track for a June 30th final version. Crawford, Murphy, and Tilley will be in Springfield presenting a draft version of this to the Bike Illinois meeting that's going to be happening at the Wyndham Center over, and it's on May 7th and 8th, I believe. And then we're going to have an open house on May 8th part of this with Crawford, Murphy, and Tilley so that the public can come in and review this draft version of the active transportation plan and take a look at some of the bike networks, pedestrian networks that they believe that can be implemented with this plan. So we're excited to be working with them on this, and it is going forward. As Michelle mentioned, we had a technical committee meeting where we got to review this, some of the draft facilities that they wanted, that they recommended for us. So, and we got our input on it. So it's all going along pretty well. There's a few things on the horizon. First of all, I've got marked down for basically Curtain Car Active Transportation Week. Dovetails really well with the initiatives we're taking right now. And I'm happy to be, that we're presenting this also for consideration for you today. We're also working on the Transportation Improvement Program. That's the short-range, 5-year horizon plan for program funds that we have to do every year. And then also it is going to we're going to start very soon on the biannual parking study. So that's always something everybody likes to see.
going on.
Yeah.
Glad the other reports were short. Any follow-up for Jason? Anyway, we always appreciate the partnership and the updates. Thank you very much. And last items under reports is our ADA Advisory Committee, but I didn't see David. Do you know if he
Dave
called in?
wasn't going to come, he didn't have any updates for the board.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. All right, let's jump into new business, if we could, please. We have a couple items there. First item up is the Operating Assistance Program 26 application for downstate operating funds. Michelle?
Yes, this is our annual application for state operating assistance. So it will run our fiscal year July 1 through June 30. Follow their prescribed methodology of submitting for reimbursement on eligible expenses up to 65%. It's detailed out in the packet, all the required forms that we need to fill out and submit for this application. We're doing similar things. As previous years, we create the budget to align with the full apportionment. So we always apply for the full apportionment. We don't spend that though. And then we also included again debt service. That's a continuation. We've been using debt service option with the self-storage facility project. That project will finish, but I will extend the line of credit I listed up quite a few projects to allow me the opportunity to use that service, but we are planning specifically to use that service to replace the item 5s, which the item 5 of the drain of the CAD AVL system that has required new update. So we'll use state money, and the match when we use debt service is our federal CARES grant. So that's it. Using debt service allows us to use additional apportionment money because it's eligible. So it's not too much of a change from last year. The apportionment amount is the same, has been the same for the last few years. We have, I think that's, any questions for me?
Any further discussion? I know it's pretty straightforward every year, but it's very important.
We do have a roll call because
Yeah.
a resolution is required.
Yeah. Okay, not hearing any further discussion, I'll look for a motion.
I'll make a motion to authorize the managing director to submit the FY 2026 downstate operating assistance program application.
Second?
Okay, we have a first and a second. Can I have a roll call, please, Stephanie?
Yes. Trustee Lucera?
Yes.
Trustee McCarthy?
Yes.
Trustee Dabsco?
Yes.
Trustee Douglas?
Yes.
Trustee Strong?
Yes.
Okay, very good. We'll look forward to having that submitted. That'll be great. All right, next item up is the fiscal year 25 budget amendment. Michelle, you going to take that one as well, too?
Yep, so I'm presenting for Tim tonight. He's not able to attend the meeting this evening. Every March, 6 months into the fiscal year, he takes a deeper look at the current budget and where we're at. So he has done that task and presented to you tonight is how he is moving forward with the remaining portion. So not 6 months, 9 months. So he basically is moving amounts around. Let me see how he said it. Don't want to say it wrong. Basically, the overall amount remains the same. And this more accurately projects where we're at and what has been earned and what has been expended. So it's a practice that we keep every year. We'll allow this amended budget to be on display for the public in our front office. Yes, so that's the fiscal year 25 budget amendment.
Okay. Any questions here? Another important factor in what we do operationally. Any follow-up? If not, I'll look for a motion.
I make a motion to approve the FY25 corporate budget as amended.
Second.
Okay, we have a first and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anybody opposed? Very good. We have approval for that to move forward. Thank you very much. As Jason mentioned, Curb Your Car Week is right around the corner, so with that, we have an item under new business, and I think Steve was going to handle that, but would somebody?
It's actually the week of May 11th to the 17th. We look for Anyone who is riding a bicycle on those days, who utilizes the buses as well, to ride for free during the week. And then we will also choose a day, working with the planning commission, choose a day, one day during that week where everyone rides for free to celebrate Curb the Car initiatives.
And we always have nice weather.
And, yeah, yes. Yeah, we do.
All right. Any follow-up here? Okay, if not, I'll look for a motion.
I move to accept the staff recommendation for continuation of bikes ride free during 2025 Curb Your Car Week, May 11th through May 17th, and authorize staff to set one free day for fixed ride passengers during that week.
Second.
Okay, first and second there. All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anybody opposed? Very good, we have approval for that, and we'll look forward to that as usual. Last item under new business is our low emissions vehicle grant extension. Michelle?
Yes, so this is another grant agreement, and this is with Federal Transit Administration. SMTD was awarded money to purchase replacement buses. It was a competitive grant that we applied for, and this grant, this obligates the money into a grant. So then we have the option to award a contract. So we have prepared it and presented it to FTA for their review. The board will approve us to execute it. We will execute the grant when all of the steps have been completed, though. Because of the situation with it being a competitive grant, we would not put S&T in a situation where we have to use pre-award authority. It's allowable, so basically pre-award authority, we can award a contract before we put a grant in place. We don't normally do that, we can do that. But in this situation, since the amount of the grant, we wouldn't execute that option. So we are keeping that in mind. Next month, we're hoping to present the award for the bus order, but we'll make sure all of our steps are completed before we do that. So this is a grant application. In it identifies the number of buses, as well as the amount, pricing of the buses. The grant agreement identifies where our local match is coming from. The competitive grants, one of the things that was required is that we create a workforce development program, so you'll see that in there as one of the projects. That's something that's new for us, so that'll be a new procurement process. Identified to FTA that we would probably use National Transit Institute as part of that workforce development process, just because we benefit all the time from those types of classes. This is to replace the 2013s and 2014s, so a total of 19 buses. So this is a big class, a big group of buses at one time. So we're very fortunate to have been awarded the competitive grants. And local match is provided by TDCs. So TDCs allow us, it's a credit to allow us to spend 100% of the federal funds. So this is a grant agreement, so this also requires a roll call.
Okay. And this is through our agreement with the state of Washington?
Yes. So next month, when we present the order to order buses, you'll begin that Washington contract. Yes.
Okay, very good. Any questions or comments here? Be a lot of buses, won't it?
It is a lot of buses. One of the things I also wanted to mention from Steve's report, he noted in there that as we have received our first group of hybrid buses, we might adapt the breakdown of CNG and hybrids going forward. We've identified, we are replacing, I can't remember, I think it's 12 and 7. We'll replace 12 diesel and 7 CNGs. And so in the grant application, I said we would replace 12 diesels with 12 diesel hybrids and 7 CNGs with 7 CNGs. Like, that's what I've said. We have communicated to FTA that we might purchase more CNGs and less diesel hybrids. That's a possibility. We haven't done that yet, or we haven't done any kind of paperwork on that yet, but we have notified them that we might. And then that's allowable, because both CNGs and diesel hybrids are low-no emissions, which that's the type of funding we received. So we're still, it's all allowable.
Okay.
So why would you do that?
We have had a few mechanical issues with the new hybrids. And hybrids, diesel hybrids are more expensive. So we can buy
I mean,
more.
buses are more.
The buses, yeah, the actual purchase price of a diesel hybrid versus a CNG, we can buy a little bit more of a bus with the CNG.
And it's kind of a balancing act with the CNG to make sure that we have enough, we are limited fuel stations. So we also want to make sure that at the end of the day, to move a fleet through and fuel and park them in a reasonable amount of time so our night maintenance crew gets out of here. Yeah, it's kind of a balancing act with the type of fuel you carry.
Any other questions? Okay. Well, if there's no further discussion here, I'll look for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve SMTD staff to execute grant application IL 2025-014.
Second.
Okay, we have a first and second, and I'll need a roll call of this one too as well, Stephanie.
Trustee Sarah?
Yeah.
Trustee McCarthy?
Yes.
Trustee Dowsko?
Yes.
Trustee Douglas?
Yes.
Trustee Stratton?
Yes.
Okay, very good. We have approval for that as well. Very efficient today. Okay, I don't think there's anything else under new business, so with that, I'll open it up for public comments. If we have public comments, Mr. Walker, how are you?
I'm doing okay.
Good. Do you have a public comment?
Yes, I wanted to thank you guys for shifting everything to YouTube. It makes it more accessible to everybody, and it seems more stable. I rode the bus for the first time in 5 years. I think about a month or two ago, everything went really smooth. I used the app and everything, and everything went smooth, so I was impressed how it worked.
More efficient?
Yeah.
Good.
Because you can buy the, fares and everything on the app and everything. It went really well. So, concerns I have are, I noticed there's some of the bus stop signs out there, like Southwest Plaza and all that area, that have both of the night service ones on there, 903 and 904, and they don't cross on that area. That happened right when they did their change. And so that needs to still be corrected. That's still one thing. I requested a bus bench there at Springfield Clinic. I still haven't seen it there. Because sometimes I've been driving there, but I'd really rather take the bus there if I go to the eye doctor. And I can't stand for a period of time. And that bus bench is several blocks down to the north. So, the other thing is, you still are not posting the agenda the Friday. It's still, you're doing it today instead of on Friday. So that would be nice to see that. And if you guys could put the packet you guys have for the public to see, because like some of the comments for what Steve was going to say, we don't know what it was, so that would be nice. And the other thing is, I'd like to see some of the head signs change. For stuff coming downtown, it should just say to downtown instead of, transfer center. I think it should say to downtown. And the other one would be Junction Circle. Especially the number 8, they put a street name on there because they put it the end at the north of the Junction Circle, and that would be better if it just, the ending time point would be at Junction Circle. It would make it more consistent with all the other routes that are there.
Okay.
And but overall, everything else, I'm pretty happy to see the new buses out there. And it seems like people are riding the night service really well. I noticed that there's a lot of people on the buses, so I'm happy to see that. Oh, and one other thing, they did post the thing for all the reroutes for the parade downtown, but it didn't say what streets they were going on. It just said what bus stops weren't there, so that would be helpful. And that's basically it.
Okay, well, as always, we appreciate the feedback, and staff's taking copious notes, so we're working on those items. Any other public comments today? Is there anything from the internet? Anything do we have? No? Okay. All right. Is there any trustees, any comments, any further business? Okay. Well, if not, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, folks, motion is adjourned. As always, we appreciate you guys participating, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next month. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wait till it is nice and sunny.